Hi everyone, Tiffany Ashton with ClinEssentials. I'm here with another video, and today's topic is the 5 systems you need to know as a clinical trial manager. All right, let's get into it. So, as a clinical trial manager, you are in charge of the overall study. And so something that you need to do often is to pull the metrics together that will help with understanding how the study is being run. And a lot of times, if you are a CRO CTM, you would need to report these metrics to your sponsor during study team meetings or in other settings. So, one of the most important systems that you should have access to and go into routinely as a CTM is the IVRS system, the Interactive Voice Response System. Within the IVRS system, you have key metrics that you need to report to your sponsor and or just to be aware of as a CTM. These metrics include how many patients have been screened, how many patients have been screen failed, and some systems keep the screen fail reason so you can look for trends on the amount of patients that have screen failed for exclusion number 3 or exclusion number 4. That's good to know as well. It will tell you the amount of patients that have randomized, discontinued, or completed the trial. And so that just gives you an overall good view of where your trial is doing or how your trial is doing in regards to recruitment. So the next system that you want to have access to and go into frequently is your CTMS system. That's the Clinical Trial Management System. And in that system, as a CTM, you would be checking for upcoming site visits. You would pull your monitoring trip reports. You can pull protocol deviations. You can also pull action items. So those are some of the key items that you would pull and see within the CTMS system. Now, also, depending on your CTMS system, you may also have confirmation letters or follow-up letters within as well. So when you're reviewing a trip report for your CRA, you want to pull that trip report for that specific visit. You also want to pull the confirmation letter and or the follow-up letter so you can reference the action items that are on the follow-up letter and make sure that they're in the report and on the action item list on the report as well, and any protocol deviations as well. So that's another key system, the CTMS system. The EDC system would be your next one. That's the electronic data capture system. And that's where the source data is transcribed to and where the CRA is ultimately doing their source data verification when they're on site. As a CTM, it's really good for you to have real-time access to all of the data within the system. Sometimes you need to pull reports to see how many open queries there are. Sometimes you may need to see how many missing pages, how many pending SDV points that you may have. All of this is key as a CTM because yes, you can get this information from DM, but perhaps you are getting a question from your sponsor that wants to know how many open queries at site 101, and your DM department is not available to provide that report. As a CTM, you want to be familiar with pulling these reports and navigating within the EDC system because you want to be able to go in, pull that data, and then provide it to either the sponsor or use it for yourself to make you can update your newsletters, or there's just a lot of different things that you can use data from the EDC real-time data for. Also, you may be instructing someone within the system, maybe like a PI, how to do a PI signature, and you need to be able to go within the EDC system and take screenshots of the areas that they would need to sign. So it's really good as a CTM that you know the EDC system as well. So the next system that you would want to know is the lab portal. And the reason being is the lab portal is very key for the CTM to go in, and you may need to pull a particular lab result to send to your medical monitor for further review. You may get lab alerts of, let's say it's an exclusionary value and it needs to be further research. That exclusionary value may end up being an SAE. So you definitely need to be able to go within the lab portal at any time as a CTM to pull these key lab reports, lab alerts. You may also need to pull the lab manual and send it to a site or send it to the CRA. There's a lot of things within the portal that you would need to help and guide your CRAs or your sites on. So as a CTM, you also need to have access to the lab portal. And then the last system that I want to mention is the IRB portal. Now, as a CTM, you will be responsible for submitting to the central IRB, maybe the overall study documentation. So you may have to create a application for the IRB, let's say Avara or another one of the central IRBs. So within the portal, after you complete the application for the study, you would need to upload the master ICF, the investigator brochure, any patient advertisements that you would like to use, like posters or brochures. You would also have to request or upload your Spanish or French ICF if you have a different language. So as a CTM, you need to have IRB portal access to make those initial submissions. And then also every year or every 6 months, depending on your study approval, you have to go in and do the continuing IRB submissions for a study level. And then when the study is closed, you have to go back in and do the closure for the study. So all of these things as a CTM, you have to have access to the IRB portal in order to do. And this is for the central IRB. Local IRBs are handled on the site level, but for the central IRB, the CTM is responsible for all of the central approvals for the study. So hopefully that video was helpful with giving you those 5 systems that you need to know as a CTM. Stay tuned for the next video and be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.